I'm Sean White, and today we're meditating on why knowledge doesn't equal change. They say that knowledge is power, but rarely does that knowledge equal change. This is most apparent when it comes to our health. We quite often say things like, I know I shouldn't, or I probably should be, while continuing to do the exact opposite. So today we'll be discussing why knowing what you should do doesn't mean you'll actually do it. So let's get started. For me, there's a certain level of frustration that comes from knowing that a video of a cat climbing up some curtains will garner more views than any video that I'll ever put up here. And I get it. One is a form of entertainment that distracts you from all the things that you don't want to think about and do. And the other is highlighting all the things that you don't want to think about and do. So it's really easy in life to not make the best decisions for yourself when you don't know what those decisions are. It's the whole ignorance is bliss theory. But what if you do know better, right? How do we reconcile knowing what the right decision is and still not doing it? When it comes to making changes regarding our health, there's a couple of different things at play here. Now, the first is that change is scary, right? Change breeds chaos, and who wants chaos in their lives? It's much easier to stay within our comfort zones, especially if we don't really know if the changes we're planning on making are going to have the desired benefits that we're looking for. Now, if there's too much change, well, then that's even scarier. Because when we think about getting healthier, it's never just about changing one thing. It's always a combination of things, right? It's eat right and exercise, get lots of rest and drink plenty of fluids, quit smoking and cut back on your drinking. We rarely just focus in on one thing and make that more manageable for us, and this can make it more difficult for us because one change is already going to bring about additional changes. So if we're trying to change too many things at once, well, then it can become really overwhelming. Now, here's an example of what I'm talking about. We will go to make one change, right? I want to eat healthier. Well, then I have to learn all new recipes and buy different foods that I'm used to buying. And then maybe I have to go to a different grocery store to buy my groceries. And I'll probably have to find new restaurants to go to. And I should probably consult my doctor or nutritionist before I start. I'll probably lose some weight and have to buy new clothes. So I'll have to go clothes shopping, and then that's going to cost a fortune. And then I have to do something with my old clothes. Or should I just hold on to them in case I gain the weight back? See, it can really spiral out of control, and all I want to do is eat healthier. Now, it's a good thing I also didn't decide to join a gym because that would have really made things terrible. Now, the next thing is that if there's no sense of urgency, most likely you won't do anything different anyway, right? The status quo is always the more comfortable option. It's easier to go about our lives the way we always have instead of changing things up. So quite often we only make significant changes in our lives when something traumatic happens to us. If you have a medical scare, it may prompt you to make drastic lifestyle changes. If there's no immediate need to make a change, then why would you? Even though you know that making that change now may help prevent something traumatic from happening later on in life. So the reality is, it's often easier and less stressful not to make a change, even though we know that it's not the best decision for us. I always say that the things I do now for my health aren't just for now. They're also for 10 years from now or 20 years from now, right? But we're currently in a society, at least in the United States, where the mentality is, if I get sick, I take medicine, or I have a medical procedure, right? Preventative care is high on the priority list for most people. So, am I going to tell you about how you should just start doing all the things that you know you should be doing? Of course I'm not. I just explained that I understand why you're not going to do that. And me explaining that doesn't mean that you're going to do anything different anyway. Like I said, knowledge does not equal change. So, I will say this though. If you are thinking about making a change and you're on the fence about it, well, either make the change or really stop and ask yourself why you aren't making it, right? It's very easy to ignore it and go watch, a video of a cat climbing up some curtains. But if you're already thinking about it, you should probably follow through with it one way or the other. Now, if you like this video, then please click the like button and share it with your friends. If you want to hear more of what I got to say, then subscribe, turn on notifications, find out when new videos are coming out, and leave me some comments down below. Are you the type of person that doesn't make a change even though you know it'd be better for you? Let me know. And until we speak again, be well, be safe, and be kind to everybody.